Alright boys and girls, I hope you're having a lovely day, okay? Today guys, I want to talk about the games that I've been playing in May, okay? I've been playing a lot of games as usual, so yeah, I figured we'd talk about them. So before we get into things, lads, I want to ask you guys in the comments, like, what games have you been playing in May? Obviously, I love hearing what games you guys are playing, so do let me know in the comments. And also, lads, I do want to mention a couple of other games I've been playing this month. I'm not going to go into them in detail, but I will just briefly talk about them because I did technically play them this month. Starting off with Stellar Blade, which is absolutely amazing, okay? I managed to finish this game in May, of course, and I absolutely adored it. And the reason I don't want to talk about it too much today is that I did actually talk about it in last month's games I played episode, so if you do want to hear my thoughts on this game, then check out that video. So yeah, I enjoyed the hell out of this game, guys, okay? So if you're looking for a really good modern game, in my opinion, Stellar Blade is definitely one of the best ones. Another game that I did play this month, guys, was Bully, okay? Obviously, I did an entire video on this game, which is why I'm not going to be talking about it, but again, absolutely love this game. I also decided to be Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4 this month. I'm going to be doing, like, a big Tony Hawk's video, okay? I'm going to be talking about all the different Tony Hawk's games, like, very, very soon, okay? So I will save my thoughts for that video coming up soon, so look forward to that. There's a couple of other games I've been playing this month as well, guys. I've been playing the first Killzone game, which is absolutely incredible, but again, I will be doing a video on the Killzone series. And also, I've been playing a few Marvel games this month, but once again, I'm going to be doing a whole video on these different Marvel games I've been playing, okay? So I'm going to save it for that video. But anyway, boys, enough about that, okay? Let's talk about the games that I have been playing this month, okay? And I'm going to start off with a PS1 game. A lot of the games I've been playing this month have been on the PS1, okay? So if you're not, like, a big fan of PS1, then maybe this episode isn't going to be for you.
I'm not going to cry, but it really fucking annoys me.
But yeah, starting things off then, boys, I want to talk about Area 51. Now, if you guys do watch my YouTube shorts, you'll know that I recently picked up a CRT TV and also picked up a light gun. I bought the Konami... what's it called? Konami Hyper Blaster, I think. I absolutely love it, by the way. It's an amazing light gun. It's super duper fun. Unfortunately, I don't have as many games as I thought that were, like, compatible with it. I thought I had more games that would work with this light gun. Unfortunately, I've only got a couple. One of them, though, was Area 51, okay? So I spent most of my time with the light gun playing this game, and it's really good, lads. I really, really enjoyed this one. It's not a super complicated light gun game, okay? It's pretty damn simple. You go through the levels, okay, shooting up aliens, as you can imagine, you know, with a game called Area 51. All the visuals are, like, kind of like FMV style, okay? So they look a little bit odd at first, but once you get used to it, it's honestly quite charmful. I really enjoyed the visuals here. And this game will also, like, flash up power-ups, okay? You've got to be, like, really quick, but if you shoot them in time, then you'll get, like, various power-ups, okay? They're not too crazy, like, usually it's, like, the shotgun and things like that, but they're definitely helpful, okay? Like, the shotgun itself is absolutely overpowered and broken, okay? So you're gonna want to get those power-ups as much as you can. What I also like about the power-ups as well is that, like, they don't, like, run out of time. Like, there's no time limit with the power-ups like there are in a lot of other, like, light gun games. The only way you lose the power-ups is if you end up getting shot or something like that, so I really enjoyed that. So, like, if you're playing super well, you're not going to lose the power-ups. Another thing I really liked about this game, lads, is that you can actually play it in, like, two halves. I don't know if that makes sense, but basically you can either start the game from the beginning or you can play it halfway through the game, which I'm really glad you can do because this is not an easy light gun game, okay, and there's no way I'd be able to see everything in this game, like, if I was to just play it from the beginning. This game doesn't give you too many credits, so you've got to be pretty good at this game in order to, like, see the whole thing, but the fact you can start from, like, halfway through the game means that you can actually see a lot more of the game. Even with that feature, though, I've still not been able to finish this game, lads, okay? It is really, really tough. And honestly, guys, like, my only criticism with this game is that the way that they sometimes pop enemies up on the screen, like, for the most part, they'll pop up, you shoot them, all is good, okay? But every now and again, they pop up, like, right in the corner, and they're really, really difficult to shoot. Then basically, the way the light gun works is, like, if you basically shoot your gun off the screen, then it'll count as a reload. So anything that's in the corners is really tough to hit. It usually registers as a reload unless you're pinpoint accurate. So hitting enemies in corners is really tough, and they pop up so quickly and hit you, so you've got to be quick. Nonetheless, though, boys and girls, this is a super, super fun game, okay? Really good sort of arcade-style light gun game, and it just brought me back to those Time Crisis 2 days, you know, where I used to go to the arcades and play that game a lot, so I really, really had fun with this. Okay, then, boys, next up, we're going to talk about another PS1 game, okay? And we're going to talk about a banger here, okay? And that is Resident Evil 2. So, yeah, my experience with the Resident Evil series, guys, is very spotty. I've played a lot of Resident Evil games, but obviously I've missed quite a few as well, and one of them that I have missed out on is Resident Evil 2. This is the first time I've ever played this game.
I don't even know what to say to you right now.
I played the remake of Resident Evil 2, but never played the original. And last year, I think it was, I played Resident Evil 3, the original, which again, I'd played the remake before, but I wanted to go back and play the original. The original Resident Evil 3, by the way, is way better than the remake. Now, I wouldn't say that the original Resident Evil 2 is better than the remake, but the original here, lads, is absolutely amazing. I just loved it. It's a completely different game to the remake, okay? And that's what I like about, like, the way Capcom does remakes, is that it doesn't make the original feel, like, insignificant, if that makes sense. Like, I'm I'm not a big fan of remakes that make, like, playing the original feel completely pointless, you know, like, for example, the Dead Space remake. Now, again, no shade to that remake, apparently it's really good, but if you get that remake, there's no point going back to the original Dead Space, and I don't really like that, you know, because I want to go back and play both versions, you know, I want to play the original Resident Evil 2 and the remake and have two completely different experiences. I really enjoy that. But anyway, guys, enough about that tangent. Okay, let's get on to, like, this game and my experience with it. Okay, so I want to start off by saying with this game, lads, there, I played this game on easy mode. Now, some of you guys are going to be raising your eyebrows at that, like, Majel, really? You're playing that game on easy mode? What are you, some sort of baby?
What a baby. What a big baby. Just get on with the game. Baby.
But here's the thing, boys, okay, PS1 is a fucking hard console, okay? If you play the PS1, these games can be really tough, okay? Like, the developers didn't give a shit if you were having a good time back in the day. They just wanted you to be angry, apparently. Like, seriously, like, in nearly every PS1 game I play is frustrating as hell, okay? So if it's my first playthrough, I like to play it on easy mode just so I can get through it, and if I play it again, I'll bump the difficulty up. And that's how I played the original Resident Evil 3, and I had a really good time with it, okay? I didn't feel like it was too hard, nor did I feel like it was too easy. I felt like the difficulty of easy mode on Resident Evil 3 was just right on the original. One of the things I did like when I played Resident Evil 3 on easy mode is that it basically gave you infinite ink ribbons. That's one of my least favorite features of the Resident Evil series is ink ribbons. I'm just not a fan of it. Like, if I see a save room, I want to save, okay? Like, I just want that. So the fact that, like, when I was playing Resident Evil 3 that I could have infinite ink ribbons, that was just an absolute godsend, okay? I loved it, okay? However, Resident Evil 2 does not give you that luxury. Even on easy mode, this game has ink ribbons, and immediately I was like, oh, that's not good. I don't like that, okay? I'm not a fan of that. So I start playing the game, guys, and I played quite a lot of this game, okay, like right out the gate. I probably played it for like a good hour and a half, and I didn't save it even once. I was just being ridiculously stingy in my first like few hours of this game with the ink ribbons, okay? So I'm playing through it, I'm having a good time, but I'm a little bit worried. I'm starting to think, maybe I should save it. Maybe I should just do one save. But I didn't do it, lads. I kept playing, and then I walk into a room, guys, and there's a good like 7 or 8 zombies in there, and for some stupid reason, I tried to take them on with a pistol. So as you can imagine, guys, I got my ass kicked by those zombies, okay? I completely underestimated the situation, and I just got fucking murdered, and I lost everything. Like, every bit of progress I played was completely lost. Let me just say, guys, I was not a happy bunny, because like I said, I played a good hour and a half of this game, and I didn't save it, so I had to play the whole game from the beginning again. And by the way, it's not the game's fault, it's my fault. Like, why didn't I just do one save? What made it even more, like, ridiculous and stupid is that by the time I got to the end of this game, guys, I had a ridiculous amount of ink ribbons. I must have had, like, 40 of them spare. Like, you don't have to be stingy with the ink ribbons. Like, at least on easy mode, they give you tons. So yeah, if you ever play the original Resident Evil 2, guys, just save it regularly, okay? There's more than enough ink ribbons in the game, and the game's not particularly long either, so you can definitely make quite a few saves quite often. So yeah, that was a really stupid mistake on my part, but like I said, it's my first time playing it, so I didn't know. So yeah, like I said, guys, absolutely, like, thoroughly enjoyed my time with this game, okay? The only maybe one thing I would, like, nitpick and say that I wasn't a big fan of, I wanted to see more Mr. X, you know? In the remake, Mr. X is, like, constantly stalking you, and he's just bothering you every moment he gets. In this game, he's hardly in it, so I was a bit surprised by that. So that's, like, the one thing I would say. I would have liked a little bit more Mr. X, but nonetheless, boys, if you haven't played original Resident Evil 2, definitely do so, because it is top tier. Alright, and boys, next up, I want to talk about No More Heroes for the Nintendo Switch. So yeah, guys, if you watch my YouTube shorts, okay, you kind of know why I picked this game up specifically for the Nintendo Switch. I'll briefly go through it just in case you missed that YouTube short. Basically, I originally had this game on the Nintendo Wii, you know, because this was an original Nintendo Wii game, so I picked it up for the Wii. It was super cheap, and I was super excited to play it. I mean, it was half the reason I even bought the Wii in the first place, was to play this game, because I was so excited for it. But if you don't know already, boys, basically, the Nintendo Wii version in Europe and Japan, for some strange reason, they took all of the blood out of it, and that's one of, like, the biggest and coolest things about No More Heroes is the blood effects. You know, like, if I'm playing this game, I want to see that amazing, just rainstorm of blood popping out of people's heads. Like, that's half the reason I wanted to play the game.
That shit is awesome. I mean, it's fucked up, but...
They took it out of the European version. I was like, well, that's just dumb. So they censored the crap out of it, and it just made the Wii version, I mean, not unplayable, but I didn't want to play it at least. However, guys, the Switch version does not have that problem, okay? Because if you guys can notice there, by that age rating, this is an American copy, and of course, the Nintendo Switch is region free, so having an American copy is not a problem. So yeah, I've been wanting to play this game for years now, guys, okay? I've been super hyped to play it, and I finally got to play it, for the first time. What a game, okay? What an absolutely amazing game. In terms of what this game is, guys, if you've never played it before and you have no idea what it is, it's basically you play as this guy called Travis, who's a little bit of a, I don't know, a strange guy, to say the least. And basically, he wants to become the #1 assassin so that he can get laid. Yeah, that's genuinely the plot of this game. I'm not even joking. So yeah, needless to say, guys, this game is a little bit wacky and a little bit goofy and a little bit strange, but my god, did I love it. Okay, you just run around slicing people in half and slicing people's heads off with this saber thing. Sometimes it'll run out of battery, so you have to wank it off. I'm not even joking. Like, this game is fucking weird, guys. This game has an absolutely incredible, just top tier art style. Okay, it's all sort of like cell shaded, which I'm a sucker for some cell shading. Okay, all of the blood effects look gorgeous in a fucked up kind of way. The boss battles in this game are just, mwah, they are chef kiss. Okay, I love the boss fights in this game. They're all pretty much amazing. Story wise as well, really good. Okay, there's some wild plot twists in this game. It's a really self-aware game as well. There's a few fourth wall breaking moments and stuff, and it does not take itself seriously at all. So yeah, I absolutely love this game, guys, but it is not a perfect game. Okay, this game does have a few just dumb problems. Like, one of the problems I have with this game, guys, is that you have to do a lot of like side activities. Basically, before you can start any of the assassination missions, you have to earn enough money, and in order to get that money, you have to do a lot of side jobs. And that's not really a big deal, you know, doing side activities is nothing new to a video game. However, a lot of them are just kind of boring. Like, you could spend your time doing the assassination missions, which are fine, I suppose, but they're not like amazing. They're just kind of repetitive. Like, you have to do them quite a lot, so they do get a bit boring. But I gotta tell you guys, it's a lot better than doing the actual side jobs, okay? Because I mean, this game has you mowing lawns and just picking up litter. Like, this game literally makes you feel like you're doing fucking a real life job.
It's alphabet soup. I made it special.
I play video games to escape that feeling, okay? So the last thing I want to be doing is feeling like I'm doing a job in a video game. So that was pretty damn just dumb, in my opinion. Like, I feel like that should have been, I don't know, just less of that. I don't mind a little bit of it, you know, but it was a lot. Like, it was like after every single mission, I had to go back to do fucking mowing the lawns and all of that. And it was getting very, very boring by the end of the game. Another thing I found kind of dumb with this game is that, like, right at the end, like on the final mission, for some reason, somebody steals your motorbike, which is fine, I guess, but then you have to sort of run to the mission, and it takes fucking ages. Like, it took like 10 minutes to run to the mission, just running around really slowly. I was like, why did they put that in the game? It was just bizarre. But yeah, on the whole, guys, I still absolutely love this game, okay? Like I said, the character, story, gameplay, all of that's amazing. There's just a few dumb things in it that I would have took out personally, but nonetheless, really, really had a good time with it, and I'd recommend it if you haven't played it. Alright, then, boys, next up, I want to talk about Ape Escape for the PlayStation 1. Okay, guys, so this is a game that I actually picked up at the retro gaming market in London. I picked it up last year. It was like November time, and I was so excited to find this, okay, because for some reason, I really struggled to find it. I just never see it anywhere. And I saw it for like £20, and I was just like, yep, I'm buying that. I need that in my life because I've wanted it for a really long time. I love like PS1 platformers, you know, Spyro, Crash Bandicoot. I just love them all, and obviously Ape Escape fits into that mold perfectly. And I gotta be honest, guys, like, my first sort of impressions with this game weren't the best, you know. Like, I played through it for like a good like hour or so, and I really wasn't jamming with this game at all. Like, I was kind of disappointed, honestly. Like I said, guys, I was like super hyped to play this one, but yeah, I started playing it and I was a little bit disappointed by it. I just really wasn't having a good time. So I ended up taking a bit of a break from playing this game, okay? I played it at sort of like the same time as Resident Evil 2. I thought I'd play them both together, you know, because they're both on the PS1. It just made sense to me. But yeah, I ended up taking a bit of a break from that, and I just focused a lot more on Resident Evil 2, and I started playing some other stuff like No More Heroes. So yeah, I took a bit of a break from it, and I think that was the best thing I could have done, because a couple of weeks go by, guys, and I start playing the game again, and I just start having a really good time with it. Like, all of a sudden, I just liked the game a lot more. And I think the main reason I wasn't enjoying it as much was the controls, okay? The controls of this game have not aged amazingly well. The camera control is very weird. Like, you don't control the camera with the right analog stick like you'd expect. It kind of controls itself, and then you have to sort of center it with the R1 button, so it's a little bit weird, and it does take some getting used to. Also, when you're like swinging your net, you have to use like the right analog stick, and you have to like flick it in the direction that you want it, and it can be very clunky sometimes. Like, trying to get the apes is just really difficult at times, and just in general, the controls here have not aged amazingly well, okay? This game does not have the best controls, in my opinion. But I don't know what it was, guys, but after taking that break and started playing it again, like, the controls just started to click for me a bit more. Like, I just got used to controls a lot easier, and once I did get used to controls, I started to really enjoy this game a lot more. And in terms of like what it is, guys, if you've never played it, it's basically, you know, like a 3D platformer, but you just go around chasing these apes. You got to solve some pretty light puzzles and stuff, and you get all these cool gadgets that you get to use in order to, like, you know, get the apes. You're gonna need these gadgets basically to solve the puzzles. It's a really, really fun game, guys, okay? It's a very simple game, but again, you just run around catching the apes and then finishing the missions, and it's a good time. Definitely one of my favorite things about this game is like the different like level variety here. There's just so many amazing different levels. Like the last level itself is in like a circus, so you'll be 1 minute on a roller coaster, another minute you'll be like near the go-karts and stuff. It's just like, it just has amazing level variety. And also one aspect of this game that I did not expect to like as much as I did was the soundtrack. Now, not that I expected the soundtrack to be bad or anything, but it goes so hard. Like it goes so unnecessarily hard. It's got a bit of like a drum and bass soundtrack, which I really was not expecting for this. I don't know, I was expecting something a bit different for the soundtrack, but yeah, it just goes really hard. Like some of the songs in this game are bangers. So yeah, on the whole, boys and girls, Ape Escape was a really, really good fun platformer, okay? Like I said, it took me a while to get used to the controls and everything, but eventually I really started to click with it. And let that be a lesson to anyone that, like, if you're playing games and maybe you're not, like, enjoying it at first, take a break, okay? Take maybe 1 or 2 weeks break and come back to it, because you might find you enjoy it a lot more. And I certainly did with Ape Escape, because it was really good, but it just took me a while for it to click for me. Okay then, boys, the final game I'm going to talk about is going to be Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance for the PS3. So yeah, if you guys watched my last month's like games I played episode, I talked about how I played Metal Gear Solid 4, and one of my favorite things about Metal Gear Solid 4 was Raiden, okay? I thought Raiden was so badass in Metal Gear Solid 4. And after I finished Metal Gear Solid 4, like, all I wanted to do was play this game, okay? But I thought, you know what? Let me save it for next month, okay? Because it'll give me something to talk about on this video, obviously. So yeah, I've been waiting like, I don't know, maybe 3 to 4 weeks to play this one. Oh my god, lads, what an absolutely incredible experience this game was. And this is genuinely one of my favorite Metal Gear games ever. I wouldn't say it's my favorite. I'd probably rank Metal Gear Solid 3 at the top. That's just such a good game. I don't think anything beats that. But this is probably second, honestly, like in terms of my Metal Gear rankings. I think this is number 2.
You're my silver medal.
The story here is absolutely just fucking crazy. I mean, this game just has absolutely nuts characters. Like, you've got Armstrong. Like, he's just a walking meme. Like, what is this character?
And the military costs? Wasting billions is going to help the economy?
DMCs, arms manufacturers, job creators, Jack. All those workers spending money, paying taxes. Trust me, a little more can work wonders.
Raiden himself as well is pretty crazy in this game. Like, just all the characters in this game are just fucking nuts, and I love it, by the way. I mean, Metal Gear's always been pretty nuts, but this game takes the piss, alright? It goes absolutely crazy at times. The soundtrack here is, okay, the soundtrack is insane, especially for the boss fights. Okay, the boss fight music is just, like, absolutely amazing. I'm running out of superlatives here, boys, but again, just amazing soundtrack. Graphically, I couldn't believe how good this game has aged. Okay, this has got to be one of the best looking PS3 games I've ever played, and it runs butter smooth as well. Like, one of the best running games on the PS3 as well. There's absolutely 0 frame rate problems at all that I experienced. Like, if someone commented to my face and told me this was like a PS4 port, it wouldn't shock me, okay, because it plays like a good PS4 game. And the graphics here are absolutely cutting edge, okay? One of the best, like, looking PS3 games ever. But of course, guys, the best thing about this game is that gameplay, okay? The gameplay here, oh my goodness me, what an incredible game. This game is just hack and slash heaven, okay? You're just going around, slicing the shit out of people. You can parry in this game, you can dodge in this game, you can go into like blade mode and slice things into multiple pieces. And it's just an amazing speed to this game, okay? This game plays so fast and I adore it. I will say with this game, like in terms of like a critique here with the gameplay, or not necessarily the gameplay, but just more on how this game tells you about its gameplay, like the tutorials in this game are fucking bad, okay? This game doesn't explain things well at all, and it keeps a lot of things hidden to you. I played this game for a good hour and a half before I even knew you could dodge in this game, but basically it's like one of the things in the shop. You have to basically buy the dodge button. The only reason I even found out about it in the first place is that I saw a YouTube video, because I thought it was kind of weird that you couldn't dodge in the game, and I kind of looked it up, like how to dodge in Metal Gear, and like a whole tutorial came up. I watched the video and it kind of explained a ton of things that this game didn't. So yeah, I will say this game is a bit like weird when it comes to showing you how to play it. So yeah, if you do end up getting this game, lads, and playing it, make sure you watch, I'll flash it up on the screen here, but it's a tutorial. It will basically tell you everything you need to know to play this game, and you'll really thank me for watching that video, and you'll be thanking the person that made the video, because it's a really helpful one. But like I was saying, guys, the gameplay here is just so amazingly good, okay? It's just ridiculously satisfying. It's fast, it's fluent, it feels nice. When you get into a rhythm of this game where you're parrying people, and then you get into blade mode, you start slicing people in half, then you rip out like that exoskeleton to give you health and stuff. Oh my god, man, it's exhilarating, okay? This gameplay is amazingly good, and you need to play it if you haven't. If you like hack and slash games, this is one of the best ones I've played, and I just wish that they would make a sequel for this. I don't think they will, because Konami are a little bit shit these days, but if they did make a sequel, my god, would I be excited.
I need it.
I need it. I need it. I need it.
But anyway, guys, that is everything that I've been playing this month, okay? Like I said, I've been playing some absolutely banging games, okay? I mean, there's 5 games here, and I loved every single one of them. Like I said earlier, guys, let me know in the comments what games you've been playing this month. I'm super curious what you guys, like, what games you guys have been getting up to playing, so do let me know in the comments. Other than that, though, boys and girls, subscribe here if you're new, and I'll see you guys next one, alright? Peace.